तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
Hello friends, welcome to Screen Guru. This is your faculty for General Studies, and in today's session we'll be starting a new chapter wherein we'll be discussing some previously asked questions from your CDS 2020 and 2021 examination from the two topics of economics and government schemes, with a view to find out a focus area or the most important area from which UPSC has asked questions previously, and UPSC has the chances of asking questions in the years to come. And one big mistake that almost all the students have been doing so far is like they tend to neglect the so-called topic called economics, and mainly it's because people usually frown upon this subject because they find it difficult. So today in Screen Guru, what we'll be doing is like we'll be trying to remove all the taboo about the subject, and we'll make sure like each and every one of you is having some ability to answer the questions of economics once you go through our classes. Friends, if you have like seen the trend of the kind of questions or the number of questions that were asked from these two topics in the last 2 to 3 years, you can see starting from 2019 and 20 significantly not many questions were asked, but in the year 2021 you can see like nearly 12 questions were asked from these two topics, so which implies that these two topics are becoming a very big game changer for almost everyone. So these two questions are not neglectable. Okay, so let us start by analyzing some previous year question paper, with the help of which we have made some checklist and we have figured out some key areas or topics that we have to study from these chapters. So I'll take you to the previous year question papers, and then we'll see the kind of questions or the areas which we have to focus more on. So as you can see, the first question that has been asked from the topic of GDP. Okay, so GDP and related questions comes from a topic called national income accounting. So these topics are really necessary or important as far as your CDS examinations are concerned, because you can see like in 2021 CDS 1, two topics or two questions were asked from the same single topic. And what they're asking for in this question is like they just want to know the your superficial understanding of the terminologies in that chapter. You can see like they have asked some questions about the real GDP, and here they have asked something about the potential GDP. Okay, and if you go here, they have asked the same thing about real GDP and potential GDP, such things. So what we'll be studying in this chapter particularly is like we'll have an understanding of the basic circular flow of economy, which would give you an understanding of how economy works. Then using that diagram, we'll learn to calculate the GDP using three methods, and then we'll study these different type of GDPs, the definitions of which that will be sufficient for you to score good marks from this chapter. Then going down to the second question, they've asked about job vacancies, unemployment, all such sort of questions. So what or how we'll be dealing with these kind of questions are like, we'll take up these two or three terminologies like employment, health, education, infrastructure. Then we'll study a detailed or statistical analysis of those 2 or 4 topics, and then we'll come up with a compilation and we'll finish it in a single chapter wherein we'll be discussing all these 4 topics in detail, and you can discuss all these terminologies related to those details, or sorry, those topics. Okay, coming to the third question, they have asked a question about inflation, which is going to be one of the main or the core topics that we'll be discussing, and we'll take a single chapter on that one day, and one full lecture is required for this chapter actually, wherein we'll be discussing the different kinds of inflation. We'll be discussing how inflation works, and then we'll give you an example wherein you should be given the idea, like the practical idea will be provided to you, wherein you have to use a practical ability to define like how inflation works and the different kind of inflation. Everything will be said to you or given to you in with examples, so you will not find it difficult to answer such questions in the examination. Coming to the next question, the government has asked like many questions from the social security schemes. That's why I thought of including social security with economics, because both they go hand in hand, because you need money or funding to run these social security schemes. So economics, it plays a very big role in like regulating the social security schemes. So if you analyze these social security schemes like the Nidhi scheme, or like the Sadak Yojana, let it be Saubhagya scheme, like all these social security schemes are revolving around some core topics. Either it could be women empowerment, it could be related to health infrastructure or education, something like that. So we'll do a list of 15 to 20 social security schemes maximum. But before going into all those detailing, we'll first try to differentiate differentiate between what a central sector scheme is and then what a centrally sponsored scheme is. Then in the end we'll study some 15 to 20 social security schemes, which will be more than enough to fetch you good marks from this section. We'll be able to answer almost all the main questions from that topic. Then comes a question of market. So market forms a part of your microeconomics, which as a subject is like very difficult or dry for most students. So how we'll be dealing with microeconomics? We'll try to finish microeconomics in one lecture, wherein we'll be discussing all these terminologies alone from microeconomics, because UPSC is not asking for anything more than that from this microeconomics, and they just don't want scholars, they want informed citizens. So we'll be studying these terminologies alone from microeconomics. And if you go down, see, like I've said, again, then one most important topic which cannot be neglected anytime, it's money. So money alone forms a chapter. So what we'll be doing in this chapter is like we'll be learning the different kinds of money, and we'll do the basic definition of money. Then we'll understand who regulates the money in the country, then the functioning of government, RBI, when it comes to regulating of money. Okay, so this is what we'll be learning in that chapter. And then comes a very important chapter which is known as the public financing. Okay, so in public financing, what happens generally is like government, they make policies, right? They do budgeting and all those things. It comes under public financing. If you can see, like at least 2 to 3 questions comes from that same topic. So that topic is also really important. All these terminologies called deficits, the primary deficit, the fiscal deficit, and all that, it comes from public financing. So those topics are not neglected, like we can't neglect those topics. So we'll be learning those topics in detail. And public financing, like what we'll be doing is like we'll do the budget estimation. So we'll like get an overview of how the government functions economically and what kind of things that the government does, the different kind of funding, the capitals, the revenue that the government gets, where the government invests its money, and how it is done. All that thing we'll learn the process and how public financing work, and the different branches of public financing also will be doing. Along with that, we'll do the budget in a sense, like we'll just study the different new terminologies that came in the budget. And then what we are going to do is like we'll learn some statistical data, some important statistical data, which will be enough for you to score well in your CDS examination, and mostly if you're focusing on UPSC CAPF examination and some state examinations, then you can use a statistical data. So we'll be discussing that along with the normal budgetary terminologies, and at the end we'll also be discussing a little bit of economic survey in that chapter. Okay, so the next chapter we'll be discussing the indices that are published by World Bank, Monetary IMF, and then Niti Aayog in particular. Okay, and then there are like 4 to 5 main indices that are published by UNDP. That also we'll cover holistically before finishing that chapter. Then we'll do one last chapter that is called open market or open economy, sorry. Yeah, in open economy we'll go through these topics called exchange rates or balance of payment and balance of payment crisis. You must have heard all these terminologies in news, right? So this is what we'll be discussing in that chapter. So apart from that, yeah, then one more chapter is there, that is the person who regulates all the economy, all the money market in our country, RBI, and the banking. So what we'll be learning in RBI is like we'll learn the basic static thing about RBI. Then we'll go deeper into learning the functioning of RBI, then the relation between RBI and the government, how they regulate the market together, and the monetary policy committee and the monetary policy framework, which is one most important thing that manages the inflation in the country. So we'll be studying about repo rate, the cash reserve ratio, and how everything works and how it regulates the money in the country. So that we'll be studying in that chapter. And in the end, we'll be finishing off with some PSUs, that are some systematically important PSUs that are very much necessary for us to understand. So we'll go through some 2, 3 or maximum 5 or 6 PSUs, and we'll learn some static data about those PSUs also. So overall, what we'll be doing for our UPSC CDS and NDNA examination preparation is this checklist. Okay, wherein we'll be studying this basic income accounting, which will have a circular flow diagram, a GDP, and about the national income accounting and some statistical data along with it. Then we'll study about inflation business cycles. Then we'll study about money. Then open economy, which has like BOP, foreign exchange management, and some other things also. Then we'll study about the public financing, where we will be studying about that budget, then about deficits, then taxes, and the financial or the fiscal policy of the government also will be discussed. Then social security schemes that are revolving around the topics of education, health, poverty reduction, social infrastructure, women empowerment, and all those topics, along with some miscellaneous topics of like the 5-year plan, Niti Aayog, how it works and everything. That will be for the assistance of those who are preparing for national NDA and NA. Okay, and then some other miscellaneous topics that we'll be discussing in the lectures to come. Hoping that you must have got an idea about the most important topics that UPSC or your examiner asks, or the topics from where you have to study. This will be an eye-opener for many who believes like the subject is difficult, because you don't have to mug up the entire textbook. You just have to go through the questions that were asked previously. Then you have to form this checklist or analysis of the kind of areas from where UPSC can mostly ask the questions. So next time, if you have this idea, you go through our classes once. The next time when you take a textbook to read, let it be an NCERT economics textbook. You will know like what to read. You will not end up reading the entire textbook. Once you are going through the textbook once, then the next time when you read the textbook, you will know like what to study or how to study the textbook. So that is what we are like aiming to achieve with this new chapter of ours in Strain Guru. Hoping that you all have enjoyed my session, and hoping that you will be joining us for the sessions to come. So hit the like button and subscribe button and stick with us for more. Thank you.
Just then.